yourself,
Yes.
your name?
My name is Azizza Davis Goines, and I am the president and CEO for the Sacramento Black Chamber of Commerce.
Awesome. What does Black History Month mean to you?
Really not a lot, because I think Black history should be every day, not just this year 29 days out of the year. But if it brings an extra added ability to learn more about African Americans in the United States, then it's okay. And I appreciate you guys doing this for Black History Month.
Absolutely. It's an honor too. Are there any public figures who inspired you?
Probably now the Obamas. When I was younger, much younger, there was a woman by the name of Barbara. I can't think of her last name right now, but Barbara, she was kind of on the periphery of politics. I was a political science and history major in college, and I wanted to be the first Black woman on the federal Supreme Court.
It kind of ties into the other question I was going to ask. When you were little, what would you want to be?
Yeah, I don't think when I was little, I don't think that, I'm pretty old. And so when I was little, there weren't a lot of jobs for women. So you could either be a nurse, or you could be a school teacher, or you could be a secretary. That was pretty much it. And my mother and my grandmother were both nurses. And so I was going to follow in their footsteps until I went to college.
What brought you to the Sacramento Black Chamber?
I moved to Sacramento about 30 years ago. And the work that I've done all my life has been nonprofit. And so I was actually asked to be on the board of this organization back in the early 90s. And what I found out was that they were really looking for an event planner. And they knew I knew how to plan events. So I sat on the board for a couple of years. But I left because I needed to work on my own career path here in Sacramento. So I did some nonprofit work, other nonprofit work. I was CEO for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I worked for an organization that was then called CARES. You may have heard of CARES. It was the Center for AIDS Research, Education, and Services, which is where I met Fred. And I did that for a while. But the president of the chamber at that time came and asked if I would come to the chamber and build some infrastructure in the organization. I told him I'd give him 5 years, and it's been 17.
Dedicated. Well, if you were not running the Black Chamber, what could you see yourself doing?
Something that would allow me to travel a lot. I love traveling. When I do leave here, I have my own consulting firm, and it's focused on building nonprofit organizations. And so I would like to travel and continue to do that work, but all over the place.
That's awesome. What is your favorite thing to do outside of your job? Travel?
I don't even know anymore. This is so intense work. I probably work 12, 15-hour days. So I don't do too much outside. If I really need time, I have to travel so that I can get away from it all, like I'm going to do in 2 weeks. But that's pretty much it. I have a son and a grandson and a great-grandson and another great-grandson on the way. So I travel to see them because none of them are here.
That's nice. Let's see. What is one thing you would change about the world?
I would really want for every human being to be equal. I want equity for every person. I want every person to be acknowledged and be offered dignity. And I would stop all the fighting all over the world. No more wars. Because nothing gets done when you have war. But more war.
Great point. What is your favorite thing about partnering with the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber?
Oh, you guys, all of you guys. I just love working with you guys so much. And it's so ironic that this happened because Fred and I met under different circumstances, and then him eventually becoming the executive director has just been a joy. But it's just, and you guys give the best parties, let me tell you. You do the best parties in Sacramento. But I really love partnering with you because you're innovative. You do stuff like this. You have vision, and we try to do the same thing, and we're serving the same purpose. Our goals are very much the same.
I think that's all the questions that we have. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just thank you guys for doing this. This could be something big.
Yeah.
I hope it just blows up. I hope more people will understand what we do and why we do what we do, because this is real hard work. It's hard work, but it's hard work. And I think that we have done a really good job, both of us, in serving those that we serve and serving them well.
Actually, I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could list 3 top things that you'd like people to know about the chambers and what they provide, what would they be?
Just, I don't think people know enough about what chambers do, and I think we got a really good grasp on that during the pandemic, because once they found out the resources that we had available to us, I think both of our chambers' membership just skyrocketed, because we were some of the only games in town that could help keep our small businesses afloat. But we're here to serve small businesses and provide them with the tools necessary to grow their businesses and to sustain their businesses. We didn't lose one business during the pandemic, which is pretty remarkable when you consider how many businesses went out of business, particularly here in our area. We were very fortunate.
Awesome. Thank you, Azizza.
You're welcome. My pleasure.